Well, hello everyone. My name's Dar Rath and I'm the pastor at Faith Lutheran Church in Port Elgin, Ontario, Canada. And each week I bring you a story written by some famous authors. And this week the story is written by my friend Dr. Dave Davis, who writes columns for the Hamilton Spectator. And here's his column for March 11th. I have an image in my mind. Once when he was little and we were driving somewhere, my son took my right hand from where it was perched on the console and held onto my middle finger like it was some kind of an anchor, maybe a talisman. I can't recall that image and not fill up with its power. Him in the front seat, peering out the window, letting nothing escape his notice, and me driving secretly grinning. It was years ago. Inspired by the image, I wrote a poem, not lost to memory and time, stored in a drawer or the basement somewhere. I do recall one line. Holding my little finger, he holds my heart. Sunshine, I called the poem. I waited for it to happen again on our way to see family or run errands. When he was a little older, we discovered his skills in hockey, and our driving together was often to practice and games. When he was older still, the drives took us to tournaments in places away from the house calls and office hours. Sadly, there was no finger holding past the tyke stage, a small price to pay for watching the little tyke become the boy, the teen become the man. And the man, fast forward a bit, became a father. He has two boys. Our younger grandson has his own interests and loves, and our older grandson got that hockey gene, the one that makes you get up at 6 a.m. and strap on the skates. There is one indisputable fact about hockey. You have to really love it to play it. It does have its downsides, though. Last month, for example, we spent a weekend in Buffalo at our grandson's hockey tournament at a way less five-star hotel with overpriced American dollar room rates. Kids screaming up and down the hall in the evening and the parents only slightly quieter. The seats in the arena colder than an Antarctic winter. And the piece de non-resistance, terrible coffee in a styrofoam cup. Sound awful? No way. Those tournaments are fun. Tap into more nostalgia than a dozen scrapbooks. Psychologists say that we go along our life as though walking on the surface, like on a dirt path. Picture our day-to-day lives moving from one errand or job to another, maybe driving one from hockey arena to another. But beneath the ground, miles down, lie our emotions. And we, human as we are, fall into them. They're there, waiting constant. It's what happens on the surface that changes. Even hockey watching has its surface. The camaraderie of the parents, strangers for the most part, thrown together by these kids. The cheering of the enthusiastic, hyper-partisan crowd. Truck horn blowers and owners of gravel-filled Javex bottles. The conversation beforehand, I hear the next team is unbeatable. Trying to link the kids' numbers with their names and the names with the positions, the kids with their parents, and this, the Tim Hortons, not thank you very much, in a styrofoam cup. But mostly it's this, my grandson. In the middle of a game the other day, he danced actually, in front of his parents and us. He gave us the briefest of smiles and a wave of recognition. You're here. That's good, the smile said. Just like his dad's finger holding decades before, plunging me miles deep into that emotion. What to call it? Nostalgia for sure. And something more, something much deeper. Let's call it love of family. Perhaps sunshine. I'll leave you with this last image. Him, the cool teen after a game, a last-minute out-the-door hug, bending down to provide a quick squeeze around my neck. Him offering a few words in my ear. Thanks for coming, Papa. Love you. And me hugging him back, secretly grinning. Isn't this a wonderful story? I have to tell you that we have two boys, and they played rep hockey, and we traveled all over the place to tournaments in the States and different cities, and we loved it. We really got to know some wonderful people, and our boys are still friends with them even 40 years later. Now, at the moment, my boys are both in their 50s, but I remember distinctly when we were going to hockey games. There's one incident I need to tell you about. Each of them I took to different arenas, and they would be maybe an hour and a half away when I did this. But I remember doing the sex education talks in the car on the way to hockey tournaments. And my boys would be around 14 or 15 years old at the time. I did it individually, not together. And I know for sure that they couldn't wait to get to that arena so they could get out of the car. They did not want to be talking about this subject. But anyway, that's one of the memories I have of us driving around to hockey tournaments and with our children, and it was wonderful. So thank you, Dave Davis, for this wonderful story, bringing back some wonderful nostalgia. So thanks for taking 5, and blessings on your day.